Aish.
And we are live on Facebook.
Oh,
We are live. I think we're live.
okay. Super exciting. I hope so.
So I'm going to be checking. I'll just check
Okay.
your timeline to make sure we are live, if you don't mind, Kanisa. And yes, we are live. We
I
are
do not
live.
mind. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to today's video. My name is Khanyisa Mhlongo, and today I'm here with my friend and my mentor. His name is Aslam Dutoy. Super excited to have him here. And we're going to be talking about a subject that we are both very, very, very passionate about. It's passive income. Now, this is mind-blowing stuff. So I want you to really, really sit back and relax and enjoy this video. Because we're going to be talking passive income. So let me say hi to Aslam. Hello, Aslam.
Kanisa, how are you doing?
I am great. I'm great. It's Friday. I'm excited. It's before Saturday, so it's really one of those days.
Plus, it's December. It's even more exciting. It's December as well.
Yeah, there's too many things going right. There's too many things going right. But guys, welcome to today's video. What I want to ask you to do is to say hi when you come in. Just say hello. You know, it gets very lonely when you are behind the camera. So I really would like to see some comments coming through and people saying hello, and maybe also just say where you are watching this video from. Aslam and I are in Joburg. I'm in Joburg. I hope you're in Joburg. You know, you can never know these days. Where are you, Aslam?
I am in Johannesburg as well, also based in Johannesburg.
Yeah, cool stuff. Today, this ties up very well with the post that I put yesterday, where I said I'm very thankful for social media because I meet a lot of amazing people. I actually met Aslam on social media. It feels like long ago, but it wasn't actually that long. It was about last year, I think. Yeah, it was last year. I met him on social media doing the same things that I'm doing. They had the same interest. And I was like, oh my boy, I actually met him at a platform, an international platform, at a group where we were both getting mentorship overseas. And I'm like, Noma Kanjani, this is a South African boy. And as luck would have him, as I was walking the corridors at the bank, I bumped into him. How awesome is that? And the rest is history. We've been really chatting, collaborating, and a whole lot of things. And today we'll this concept and the subject of passive income because it's really, really revolutionary. So Aslam, maybe do you want to do a bit of introduction? Your introduction, did I miss anything very important that you want to bring in?
No, I think I think you mentioned the most important thing where we met on social media, and even when I saw you in the office, walking in the same office as me, I was like, no, man, this can't be. Like, what are the chances of this happening? So that was weird. And we actually found ourselves working in the very same office on the same floor, literally a few meters away from each other. So I found that it was quite weird, quite weird. But yes, Kanisa, you know, born and bred in Johannesburg, you know, went out, did that whole story. You know, they said, go out, get your degrees. And, you know, after getting all the qualifications, I ended up in the banking world. And I spent 18 and a half years in banking, predominantly in the property space. But, you know, deep down, I think I've always been wanting to be an entrepreneur. And I took a leap of faith last year, you know, August 2019. I decided to become a full-time entrepreneur, and it's been an interesting journey. It's been an interesting journey.
Love it. I love that interesting part. I hope to learn more about it and that the viewers will also learn more about the interesting part. Now, let's kick off now. Tell me, what exactly is passive income?
Okay, so you know, passive income, and I don't know for the viewers, you know, if they've never read these books, it's called Rich Dad Poor Dad and Cash Flow Quadrant. I always urge people to go out. In fact, just earlier today, I sent out the book again to, you my family members and some of my teammates, because I believe education is important, but the proper education. I didn't know what passive income was in the beginning. And in these books, he basically just describes the very basic way of understanding passive income is basically money that comes in whether you work or not. That's the simplest way of putting it. When we go to jobs, we are essentially earning what you would call active income. Why? Because you have to actively work, exchange time for money, and then receive your income. Whereas passive income comes in whether you've done the work in the past and the money continues flowing in at a later stage.
Am I losing you there, or what's happening?
Okay, Kanisa, I am back. I think.
Did I lose you for a few seconds?
I think you did lose me, but I am back. I think the Wi-Fi just kicked me out. Unfortunately, this is South Africa, so we live with South African technology and we survive. But basically, okay. Yes, passive income is where you get paid for work that you did a long time ago, and it's money that comes in whether you work or not. That's essentially the definition for passive income.
Very interesting. I must say, actually, as you're talking about the books, I have not read the other one, but I've definitely read this one. And I've recently read it again. When I read it the first time, I was very intrigued that there is more than one way of making income, because I was only taught of one way. I was only taught of what you have referred to as active income. So maybe you can just tell us the other types of income that are available.
Like you hit the nail right on the head. Like you, I was only told about one way to earn an income, and the sad thing is it's what we're teaching our children as well. Go out, get your degree, and then go and find a job. So I think that's your first your first way of earning an income, and you learn this in Cash Flow Quadrant and in Rich Dad Poor Dad. So the first way of earning an income is you become an employee, and we exchange our time and our effort for an income. And that's basically active income. That's one way of making money. The other way of earning an income is you could become self-employed, and self-employed, in his book, he puts it as an S. You can become a star. Okay, what do I mean by a star? Think about people that are sports personalities. Those people are also what we would sort of call self-employed. They exchange a skill in return for money. So doctors, lawyers, accountants, and then your stars, your football players. These are people that are essentially self-employed. That's another way of earning an income. And that he basically puts on the left side of the quadrant. That's the two ways. Okay, and then you've got another way of earning an income, which he calls business owners. Now, this was intriguing to me. Business owners are basically people that have systems and people and assets working for them, and they earn an income from that. That's number 3. And then the other way, the fourth way of earning an income is investment income. This is basically where your money is working for you, and you can basically earn an income without putting in effort. And your money, your income is not dictated by the amount of time that you put in. So those are the 4 ways of basically making money, and there is a difference between them, which I would rather urge people to go and read the books, because it does explain that people in the employee quadrant and the self-employed quadrant, their income potential is limited for the simple reason that you only have 24 hours in a day. And if you're exchanging time for money, you're always going to be limited in the amount of money you can make.
Okay. I like the other part, the investment income. You said something about your money working for you. So you say, I give my money an overall, I give it a pig and a fossil, and then I let it go to work. Is that what you're saying here?
Yeah, essentially it is. Einstein said that the 8th wonder of the world is compound interest, where you get returns upon returns. So, and it is the 8th wonder of the world because You know, when you can get your money to work for you, your remember, money does not have the limitations of a human being. You know, as
Yeah.
human beings, we can become ill. So this is where there's a problem for people in the active income space, because if you are retrenched, if you retire, if you get injured, if you are disabled, you can't earn an income anymore. But your money always has an overall on if you're using it correctly. It's always out there working for you, creating more and more money for you. And that's the part where I think a lot of many people don't get that part of the education. It's not something that is dinner conversation at the dinner table.
Mm,
Our parents didn't say, let me
mm,
teach you how to make your money make money. Imagine where we'd all be if
yeah.
that was the conversation, right? So essentially, yes, your money basically is working for you.
No, that is awesome. You know, when I actually learned about this, I was like, why was I not told this before? So that was the question. And I think that will be the question for a lot of people. So do you maybe have stats in terms of those 4 quadrants that you have explained? How many people are earning a salary? How many people are in the self-employed? How many people are in a business space? And how many people space where they're earning passive income?
So it's interesting. I actually came across, something not too long ago, where basically they say that more or less, 60 to 70%, but let's call it 60% of people fall in the employee space, which is no surprise because, I mean, we're all told to go out and get jobs, right? 35% of people are what you would call self-employed. And if you look at just those two, right, 60% and 35%, that's like 95% of the population.
So,
Okay. Unfortunately, they only make 5% of the money in the world. That's the sad part. Okay. And then if you look at business owners, they make up only 4% of the population. Okay. And investors make up only about 1%. So those two quadrants make up 5% of the population, but they make 95% of all the money. Okay, it seems very unfair, but it's the reality of the way things are. You know, if you find yourself in the 95% category, we're basically earning only 5% of the world's available money. You know, that's very sad. We need to find out how we get to the other side, you know, and start earning from the
we need to get
95%.
yeah, no, that is exciting. I'm actually even more interested on the 1%, the 1% block. Now, when I read the book, The Rich Dad Poor Dad, one of the things that the writer emphasizes is investment in real estate as a way of generating passive income. I found that to be very limiting for me because I didn't have the resources at that point in time to be able to buy a property that could generate income for me. So I just want to ask you if you can share with us some of the vehicles that are available, high level, not in detail, some of the vehicles that are available that one can leverage on to generate passive income.
Okay, I think that's a good question. And you're talking about my lifetime struggle because I had the same understanding or limitations as you, you know. I wanted to get all this passive income, but the money was limited. So we made the best with what we could. But traditional ways of passive income, one of my all-time favorites is definitely property, real estate, where you basically get a
Yeah.
rental income from a property. But as you know, it's quite an expensive vehicle to get into. It's very cash intensive. Okay, another way of generating passive income is through royalties. Okay, so royalties, if you become like a singer or an author, and you know you're selling books, or you could even be you could even be selling online courses or something like that, right? You would basically earn royalty income or fee income from from those products getting sold. Okay, one of my other favorites is what I call uh, paper passive income. This is where you invest in paper assets like stocks, or you invest in things like
Yeah.
bonds, and you get dividends or even interest. If you have a very substantial amount of money stored somewhere, you could also then earn interest off that money. But once again, it's also limited in terms of the amount of money that you actually need to generate substantial passive income. With the other one, where you basically an author or a singer or an artist, you need a very specialized sort of skill. Not all of us are singers, not all of us are writers, not all of us are actors and actresses. Okay, so those are three ways. Then you can also have passive income coming from businesses, where you can set up businesses that also generate you passive income. So you could potentially take a share. Venture capital companies are very good at this. So they would basically, invest their money in, companies that they see potential in, and they would also earn dividend income from that. Okay. And then, to me, one of the other ways, which is it's one of the ways you can also generate passive income, but I call it digital passive income or online passive income. I think it's something that's still relatively new. It's still very unexplored, but it does exist out there. And it's just another way, where you can set up businesses online and you can still make money from those businesses. Even while you sleep, people could be buying your products. So that's another way of generating passive income. So I hope I kind of summarized them in a very high level way.
Yeah, no, you did. But I must tell you, I was passing out while you were explaining that. I can only imagine who else is passing out. I'm more interested in what you do. You said last year you took a leap of faith, and I want to know how you are generating income right now. And I do have a feeling that that is something that is more exciting than the stuff that you have explained right now. So that is what I'm more interested in. What are you doing?
Okay, so firstly, everything that I spoke of earlier, I've tried most of them. And what I use now, I would say, is the road less traveled. So I basically, came earlier this year, I came across something that allows me to earn weekly passive income from the Forex market. Now, Forex by its nature is not a passive income source, but, I think I was in the right place at the right time. And because if you try trading Forex on your own, it's a very skill intensive practice. And you need to know what you're doing. But I basically found a solution where the trading is pretty much done for me, and I just collect my profits every single Saturday, which has been amazing, and the returns have been phenomenal. So that's that. To me, it's out of everything I've ever attempted, this has definitely been the most lucrative that I've ever gotten involved in. Touch wood, been the most lucrative.
Okay. No, I like that, because I think the perception, and that is exactly the perception that I had, that if you trade you get involved in the Forex market, you have to sit and watch the charts like day in, day out, day and night. And that is not attractive at all, in my opinion. So if you're saying it's a platform that allows you to earn not only passively, but every Saturday, I find that extremely accessible, exciting. But what I want to find out is the accessibility. Is it something that requires as much capital as real estate, or is it accessible to an average person?
Kanisa, that's actually a very good question, because one of the main problems that I had when I was building or attempting to build those other vehicles in passive income, my main limitation was capital. And what I found with this platform is that, firstly, it's got a very low entry point, which I believe is, I'm not going to mention amounts. If the viewers want to find out more, I'm sure they can get in touch with you to find out more on that. But it's got a very low affordable entry point, but it's got no cap. It's got no limit in terms of how much can be made. And to me, that's an amazing thing, because when you have unlimited income potential, it basically means you can write your own paycheck. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for low entry, high potential. That's what I'm always looking for. And it needs to be credible and it needs to be legitimate. And, 7 months, every single Saturday getting paid. I've never, honestly, I've never seen anything like this before. It's, to me, it's like the game changer, and I'm glad I stuck it out, and I'm glad I struggled for all those years before, because I think the great man up there was preparing me for this point in my journey.
No, that is awesome. Why would anyone, last one, Aslam, why would anyone actually even consider passive income or getting paid every Saturday? And why would anyone even consider that platform? What is the main benefit? What will that deliver to a person? What benefits? What exciting things are out there for whoever would be interested in something like that?
You know, I think 2020 has answered that question for us.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy year, and I want you to understand something. When I left my job last year, I got involved in other businesses that were affected by the COVID lockdown, where I now had to look for other ways and means of generating an income. I don't think anyone out there can afford not to have passive income anymore, because we saw how susceptible we are, you know, to our livelihoods being threatened, our families being threatened, their financial stability being threatened by not having passive income or other income sources, and only relying on the income from a job. Think about how many people will be spending Christmas this year in a very different way compared to every other year. So to me, it's not an option anymore. Maybe before it was. To me, it's not an option anymore. It's an absolute must. So to me, the biggest benefit is you gain your freedom, you gain your independence when you are able to generate passive income. And I believe this vehicle, you know, that I'm using right now is probably one of the, I'm not going to say it's easy, because people misconstrue, you know, everyone wants easy money, and I'm hesitant to use the word easy, but what I've seen, it is easier than everything else that I've attempted, where everyone wins, no matter their experience level, you know, no matter their income level, no matter your background, you know, your religious background, whatever, anyone can do it, and anyone can basically begin generating a passive income from day one, which is very, very rare, to be able
Yeah.
to generate an income from day one. So to me, if you ask me what's the benefit for people, it's basically that you can get started at one of the lower, at a very low entry point financially, and secondly, you can start making money from day one without any issues. To me, that's the main benefits, you know, of this particular platform, that it's basically available to anyone and everyone out there.
No, I like that very much. You obviously don't need to sell it to me. I'm already sold. Sorry, I'm sold, and I must say, the idea of getting passive income every Saturday, it's simply exhilarating. It's totally unbelievable, because I personally have a very busy job, and sometimes I actually I find that I don't have enough time to do the income producing activity in my other ventures. So it's always, like, honestly, such a relief to know that on that Saturday, like clockwork, it's coming basically. But I also like what you say about the entry level, that it's very low and everyone makes an income, and it really just alleviates all the pressures that we're all facing, especially with COVID-19, and really just the issue of the rising expenses, the pay cuts, the retrenchments, and all the other things that we were dealing with. So very, very, very exciting. What I do want to say is that if you would like to learn more about this platform, definitely get in touch with me. In fact, you can really just drop more info on the comments section. I will definitely make sure that I get you more information to be able to learn more, see how this can help you to really change your financial situation and be able to benefit and start moving from the left side of that quadrant to the right side, which is the exciting part. But yeah, any last words from you, Aslam?
You know, I think the only thing I want to tell people is, you know, I think mindset comes before a bank account. So I always encourage people to build on their mindset, you know, commit yourself to personal development, because, you know, watching a video like this might motivate you and it might sound good, but we've all been conditioned from a young age to believe that going and doing things in a certain way is the only way of doing things. And the reason why we are held back is because we have a lack of mindset. And the only way you can change your mindset is by exposing yourself to people that are doing what you want to do, and by reading the books of people that have done what you're attempting to do. So mindset for me is the number one thing that's necessary for people to move forward. Before they can increase the bank account, first improve your mindset.
Wow, so amazing. Thank you so much. I definitely agree. I mean, mindset is one of those subjects that is not even taught at school. When I started in network marketing and I started learning about mindset, I was like, what is mindset? I honestly, that is the question that I asked. I said, what are you talking about? What is mindset? But it's really very important that we change the way we think, because the reality is, if we're not comfortable where we are, the way we're thinking is exactly what got us to where we are. But as the final word for me, and thank you, Aslam, so much for being here, for making the time to be here, is the issue of should you actually invest in generating passive income? The question, the answer is, it's honestly just too risky not to invest in getting passive income. So let's get you more information. Drop your comments below. I will definitely get to you. But thank you so much. My name is Khanyisa Mhlongo, and thank you, Aslam. We will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye. Cheers, everyone.